Hi everyone, welcome to this energy reading where I want to look a little bit deeper into the energy of these Aries season for April, especially with regards to where the masculine collective, the divine masculine collective, the New Earth leaders are at. First of all, this is interesting. Okay. This is crazy. King of Wands, of course, leadership. So King of Wands is the embodiment of Aries energy. So I just did a reading on past, present, and future. Future meaning the next 6 months with this eclipse, this new eclipse portal that we have just survived out of. It's the best way I can put it. And the central energy with this new, okay, I wanted to do another episode where I want to get a more detailed and a more look deeper into the energy of the present, which is this month of April, okay? Because a lot of the masculines have been activated to step into purpose, fully step into purpose. And with that comes a lot of new beginnings. With that comes a lot of new doorways, new pathways. With that comes a whole new identity and a whole new operating system. We are no longer operating from the level of the identity where we were identified with these old ways of being that were what we had to be in order to survive within the old paradigm. The first message that was coming through, this is interesting. The first message that was coming through actually is around embracing this identity of a New Earth leader from a higher perspective, meaning certain lessons that we have, certain experiences that we had to go through, that we have chosen to go through. I think language is also very important. Although very, very painful at the human level, if we see them from a higher perspective, if we see them as part of our purpose, part of our mission, that is a much more empowering way of moving through life and perceiving reality. And that's what we need to embody at just 1414. For example, some of us that are, that have been holding the torch of light, especially if you resonate with being embodying the feminine energy. Again, this goes beyond gender, labels, whatever. It's the feminine energy has been the muse, because the feminine energy is the connection to source, okay? It's the intuition within us all. And the feminine energy has been the muse, the guiding light towards the new earth, the connection to source, right? Via the heart chakra. And as a trailblazer, as a leader, as the star, right? You have been the guiding star for a lot of souls, for a lot of your soul family, for a lot of your soul tribe, the people who you were meant to guide. You have been a guide. Sometimes you had to be immersed into a certain box, paradigm, to pull certain souls out of there. So although personally I have started this channel with, giving guidance towards new earth purpose, providing services for that, a lot of the souls that I was meant to guide were stuck in paradigms of reality that were low vibrational, and these are the cult-like mindsets, right? So we have been instructed by the divine, obviously on a very subconscious level, because consciously we've gone through the same experiences as them, right? What I mean by that is, for example, the twin flame journey, right? The cult mentality is like the matrix, is any kind of spiritual cult, any kind of rigid belief system that, although looks a little more like hides behind modern labels and gives you a promise of liberation, they do not do that, okay? And it's like there's so much that I'm getting with this star card, because star card is like also healing. The guidance comes from God's source energy, right? So when you are inside of those matrices, it's like you're not plugged into source, you're plugged into a program. So you cannot see the guidance, you cannot get the truth straight from God, because there's all this veil of illusions that you're in. Wow, I'm getting so much energy right now. Okay, the star card. So as guides, we have had to go through certain experiences to learn how certain programs work, obviously to learn how the matrix works, to learn how cults work. Like personally, I've had to go through an experience of that as well, like very, very, very difficult, a very challenging, like spiritual culty vibe group. And I had to liberate myself out of that to learn how to liberate other people as well. So that was a training phase. So the first message that is coming through for this Aries season, Aries leadership, new identity, is looking at things from a higher perspective, looking at your life from the lenses of, okay, why did my soul chose this experience? Okay. Why did my soul chose this experience? What did I learn from it? What are the lessons that I'm now meant to I'm meant to teach others? And okay, and the other thing that I'm getting with the star card is recognizing, like, okay, like light worker, recognizing just how much your light and the fact that you channel pure source energy, just how much it affects other people. Now, they may react to you in a way that is not necessarily like they're not receiving it without resistance, because there's so much programming, because there's so much ego, because there is so many layers that still have to be peeled back. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so today's message is for the masculine collective, but it's interesting because as like these are the kind of codes, the kind of transmissions that the masculines need to know when it comes to taking the lead, because they're now taking the lead. They're now becoming guides for others as well, for a collective. A lot of the divine masculines who have healed themselves, have transcended and transmuted low vibrational energies, are stepping into leadership. And for the feminine collective who has been in this for like years now, there is, I keep getting this message that masculine energy needs to be paired with a feminine energy who has already gone through this, who has already held the light, because it's just going to be much more effective in understanding how certain messages are going to be received in learning a new way of leadership. I'm done with this message. Like, we can end it. We can sum it all up with this. Old Earth leadership is a leadership that is based on ego and external power, and that does not have the divine, that does not have the connection to source, that does not have the feminine, the divine feminine energy integrated. The masculines who are now stepping into their leadership, they need to be paired with feminine energy externally to help them embody more of that new earth leader identity, which is the divine masculine energy, which is very different, very, very different from the old leadership that we have been experiencing and we have witnessed and we have been used to. So being an ascended master and teaching the masses is a whole experience in itself. You're dealing with a lot of projections. You're dealing with a lot of resistance to change, shifting someone else's whole paradigm of reality, shifting the way in which other people have identified themselves is very, very triggering and very, very difficult. And as a leader of the new earth, like shining the light on the darkness, shining the light on how dark certain aspects of reality here on planet Earth are, shining the light on that is going to cause reactive feedback from people, right? So this is truly the message that I'm getting, is like this guiding light is like integrating your feminine essence, your feminine energy, and leading with compassion, being a compassionate leader, leading from the heart. So there is a phase, okay, this Aries season is really going to bring partnerships. That's what I'm getting. Partnerships, because the old ways of leading are not going to be effective in the new earth. Masculines are going to, Queen of Wands, it's the feminine aspect of leadership. The masculines are going to be held back if they do not take action towards this new their new identity, towards their, I want to say, assigned divine feminine. My belief system has changed a lot. I used to believe that, you know, we would mostly create the new earth in like partnership, as in romantic partnership. That is no longer what I believe in. I believe that we can create very, very empowering, with this empowerment over here, very, very empowering dynamics in all ways, in friendships, collaborations, business, right? I truly believe that the romantic aspect of these connections is going to be held back for a little while, because of our misinterpretation of it, because it has held us back in our purpose, and also because there's just an element of purity. With the star card over here, I'm hearing purity. It's almost like Queen of Wands can also be like ego, right? The fire aspect, and the star is like cooling down the ego, and seeing these new connections that are entering into our lives as like through lenses that are more that are pure and not like that don't have an ego agenda, for example, right? Because sometimes we may get trapped into the illusion of like romantic partnerships because we're still attached to the old ways, to the old relationships, to the ways, the old earth templates. I'm here neutralizing this passion energy that comes from, because these connections are like very high vibrational, right? And they need to be neutralized with this energy of purity. And just so for this is like awesome. Okay, what else do we need to know for the Divine Masculine Collective for this new Aries season with regards to purpose? So partnership, the Sun in the reverse, this is the ego. The Sun in the reverse. I'm hearing spotlights. The Emperor. The Death in the reverse. The Sun, the Emperor. Okay, what's this last message? The High Priestess again. She came through. Okay. The Hierophant. Okay, let's get one central energy and then we will leave this. And then I'll see the last message, what this is all about. Dun, dun, dun. We have a lot of cards over here. Passion, Divine Feminine, and Magic. Passion, Divine Feminine, and Magic. There is an energy of passion over here. Okay. Okay. So we have two queens. We have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords, and then we have the High Priestess. Divine Feminine, Passion, and Magic. What I'm hearing is there's magic beyond the passion. Okay. Okay. So this is a message for the feminine. What I'm hearing is that the feminine needs to remain rational and take her role as the High Priestess, meaning the guide, like the guide for the divine, like seriously, and remain rational, remain centered, having good boundaries. Like being a support system for the masculine. With the Sun in the reverse, I'm getting like, especially with these Aries, like with this impulse energy, passion and magic. I feel like this is the Divine Feminine who holds the magic and the masculine who's like trying to move towards, like trying to do things the old way, still having these programs that are like coming from the old earth chaos. It says finding balance within the intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can find long-lasting wisdom. That is really what this is all about. This is about taming the passion of, I mean, we have Queen of Wands, we have Aries, we have the Sun, we have passion. That's a lot of fire. So the masculine energies are like charged with this awakening. They are activated. They are full steam ahead, okay? And that's wonderful because they have been pulled out of this energy of stagnation and old patterns, and they just want they want to rule. From here, and they want to rule the world. Okay, so with the Sun card in the reverse, this is about taking mindful action, stepping into a place of mindful leadership, more compassionate leadership. And so on the feminine side, like, she must remain just very, very connected to the divine and not allowing the masculine to, the masculine's ego. Okay, I'm going to end this reading right here. I cannot be more clear than that. Emperor, Aries, leadership, fire, passion, ruler, and the Sun in the reverse, ego. And the feminine is in her high priestess, which is devotion to God, and Queen of Swords, which means that she must remain very rational, which means that she must remain very discerning and truly guide the masculine towards magic, meaning towards a whole new way of being outside of the old paradigm. Ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move towards possibilities and expressions that are grand and profound as we can, as ground as profound as we can imagine. So this is also the feminine. Okay, the Sun in the reverse is like moving beyond the old identity, beyond the ego, assisting the masculine in becoming their, like, going to a higher level of expression, going to a higher level of who they really are, and guiding them towards that vision, guiding them towards this expansion, because ego is contraction, right? Ego is a box. The personality and the identity that you have been in has been limiting you to a version of reality in which you have you have had control over. And now it's about moving beyond that with the Sun. It's like the Sun in the reverse is also, it also kind of gives me the idea of blind spots, right? The feminine, she is the one, okay, because she's connected to the divine, she can see more than you can see via the ego. The feminine energy, she's much more able to transmute. She's okay. She is the energy of transformation itself. Okay, and the masculines are much more like solid, much more 3D based, right? So when it comes to transformation, the masculine collective has been much more resistant to it than the feminine collective because of their attachment to the 3D, because of responsibilities, because they need to be grounded, because they need to be in that energy, okay? But now, with the assistance of the feminine energy, they are expanding their identity into something that goes further than what they can envision from their mind's perspective, okay, through the lenses of the ego, through the lenses of their old identity. So, however, the way you do that, Divine Feminine, is to remain in your leadership, to remain in your feminine essence, to remain very connected to Source, because these are masculines that have a lot of power. These are masculines that have a lot of, I mean, they have a lot of influence. So, and this is about, again, I'm getting this message of purity. This is about transforming passion into magic. This is the fire of transformation. This is truly allowing yourself to be transformed, divine masculine, through this process. And I'm getting tears, like, wow, okay. This is a very huge transformation for the masculine collective, as they are tapping into their emotional body more and more, as they're getting visions, as they're getting more connected to their spirituality. This is no longer about just like taking action and like pursuing whatever it is with the sun. It's like with the sun in the reverse is like beyond what meets the eye, beyond what's seen in the outer world, right? It's like connecting to the darkness, the moon energy, the subconscious. It's like tapping into the divine feminine's realm. And this is such a beautiful energy. It's like, this is so beautiful. I'm gonna end this reading crying. God, this is like the masculine just making room for the feminine, and like being open to the magic that she's been learning throughout this, like all on her own, connecting to God, connecting to her spirituality. And now it's like the masculine is like, okay, I'm putting down my ego, sun card in the reverse. I'm becoming the leader, because, you know, you've been holding the torch with the star and the Queen of Wands. You've been the leader. You've been holding the torch for so long. And now I want to take the lead, but I want to lead from a different, like, I want to lead in the New Earth way. I want to lead with magic. I want to lead. I don't want to lead with passion only. I want to lead with my, these are all the cards. I want to lead with my feminine energy in it. I want to lead with the divine. I want to lead with intuition. I want to lead with compassion. I want to lead with love. I want to lead with purity. I want to lead with authenticity. I want to lead with creativity. I want to lead with like with authenticity, my authentic expression. I want to lead with true purpose, not the ego, not material gain, not the old earth programming. It's like the masculine is finally like integrating the feminine and just allowing this magic to truly transform him to his core, and just becoming who he was always meant to be, which is way beyond what the previous version of him was able to become. And the missing element has always been the feminine. The missing element has always been the divine feminine. And I'm hearing like you're about to see just how much magic you actually carry, divine feminine. Like your role has always been this, your purpose has always been this, right? Your beingness, right? The feminine aspect within us all is like our worth, our beingness, our essence, our innate wisdom, our intuition is not necessarily something that we go out there into the world with the sun in the reverse. We go into the world to pursue. It's like it's something that we can only connect through stillness. So this is passive energy, magic, right? It's like the magic we receive, and passion is like the drive force, the drive that creates the change, right? So this is how it goes. You first embody this energy of the magic. You connect to your high priestess energy, and then you move forward. It's like with the feminine, not without. I mean, it's so beautiful. Like, these partnerships are going to be just extremely high vibrational and just very like beautiful, very like such a beautiful synergy, and they're all like backed by unconditional love, like no ego nonsense, like no agenda, no, it's like purity. I keep hearing like magic, star. I mean, the high priest is just like the embodiment of purity, like no, no tainted nonsense, right? And this passion can also signify like if there's like a strong chemistry, like focus on the heart, like the soul chemistry versus like passion as in like sexual energy that is like the maybe the main drive. It's like neutralize that into like heart energy, connect with the pure aspect of it, right? Because the masculines have been conditioned to operate a lot from an energy of like primal instincts. And this is about like water to cool water to cool the passion. But I'm not getting like this may be some lingering programmings that need to be worked through in these partnerships, alchemized. What I'm hearing is like the masculines are truly going to be like radically transformed by this energy of like purity. Because a lot of the feminines that they have connected with, all of them, they are mostly running on a program. They are not embodying God's energy. They're not in their most pure aspect, right? They play all these games, they use their sexual energy, whatever. And that's just not a sovereign way to relate to each other. It's like manipulation, it's games, it's mind control. It's like all at the level, it's not the level of the soul, it's not at the sovereign level. I just saw for 144. It's all keeping you tied inside of a bubble of low vibrational dynamics that are just meaningless and like pursuit of, they're not going to help you grow and expand. And it's like, this is why the masculine right now feels like a lot of passion towards this new, like completely new energy of feminine, because they know that it's just their next level. They know that it's like the old earth, like there's nothing for them in the old earth anymore. It's like been there, done that, right? So they're ready. I mean, they're freaking ready. They're ready for magic. They're ready to bring this magic out into the world. And this is the Aries season. Is like, I'm getting the first step is like integration, like a lot of exchange of energy, a lot of communication and allowance, universal love. Yo, allowing universal love to transform you. And there's a lot of communication energy, right? Like this there's going to be a lot of exchange of energy. Okay, a lot of exchange of energy between these souls, these partners, but from a very different level. It's like, it's not the box of romantic relationship that is not conducive to these new paradigms. Okay, it's like very different. Okay, it's pure. That's what I'm getting. It's like, it's pure. And allowing universal love, divine masculines, like these feminines, that's the last message that I want to end with. Like these feminines truly, like I'm getting goosebumps, like my truly love you unconditionally. there's no ego, there's no like sun in the reverse, there's no games, there's no nada, nothing of that. And so allow this unconditional love, this purity, transform you to the core, like transform you into the leader, the man, like the man who you've always meant to be. And you'll see just how much, you'll see what true power is all about, what true inner power is all about, which doesn't come from external validation. It doesn't come from status. It doesn't come from money. It doesn't come from, it comes from God, and it comes from the power of this frequency of higher frequency of unconditional love. What a message. I'm going to integrate it and I hope this resonated. Let me know in the comments below how this message lands for y'all. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.